Welcome again. My name is Ken Spero, from founder and president of SchoolSims. On behalf of the team at SchoolSims, I'm delighted to welcome you to this month's webinar, and in particular this one because it's done in collaboration with Learning Forward and Kay Pensick, who is with us to facilitate, who we'll get to in a moment. And one thing about, I have been speaking with Fred Brown, the current CEO of Learning Forward, for quite a number of years, actually. And we aligned on our thinking and finally found a project to collaborate on. And it has been quite delightful. I mean, the fact is that when one thinks about what Learning Forward stands for, which is the learning leader, which is professional learning, the importance of professional learning, it is so well aligned with what we do, because fundamentally, and especially in this topic area of equity-centered leadership, at its core, it's really about skilling leaders to be able to respond to new situations that they've never faced before, right? Everything's unprecedented until you experience it, and we experience new things every day. And at the end of the day, as educators, right, our most important goal, I believe, or certainly in the top three, is going to be to enable students to have a love of learning, because that creates the opportunity for lifelong learning. That creates the opportunity to learn what they need to know now, but have the ability to extrapolate into other areas as they get older. And that obviously applies not just to our students, it applies to our students at every level, right? To adults as well. And that's really what simulation is all about. Simulation is about creating a love and engagement in a learning process. As we know from healthcare and from aviation and from the military, right? And from an engagement perspective, simulation is a key tool in terms of enabling people to experience new things. But the opportunity to engage in creating that opportunity for a teacher to enable that student to grow that love of learning, or to enable that leader, to enable that teacher to enjoy what they're doing so much that they continue to enable their students to have a love of learning. And for themselves to be able to focus on issues that they've never faced before, a parent with an issue that they've never faced before, a staff member who comes and presents something they've never faced before, with the approach that says, I'm going to figure out, I'm going to listen on the one hand, because other people have perspectives that I may not have that are important for me to listen to, and I'm going to learn new ways of doing things, because what I read in the book, the class that I took, whatever it is that happened in my apprenticeship, right, didn't prepare me for this specific event. I need to work my way through it. And so the opportunity to engage in this kind of circumstance, dealing with equity-centered leadership, which is rife with trade-offs. We have to it's not going to be clear what the right thing to do is. We have to be able to evaluate between trade-offs to understand there are different ways of doing things. There are different students, there are different stakeholders, there are different needs at play. The way we do that is through critical thinking and by being a learning leader.